Howdy howdy, Sue Devil here, and welcome back to This is Total Dwarfhammer, a legendary dwarf campaign where we try to make sure every single dwarf faction survives the entire campaign. We declare war on anyone who declares war on a dwarf faction, and the campaign isn't over until every dwarf faction is at peace, including us, and of course, every grudge has been settled. Now, we've had Archlector Balthasar Gelt pull out of Castle von Rauken. We aren't planning on moving anytime soon because we had our battle here with Ungrim Ironfist to get his Dragon Cloak of Furskar, which is quite good. I do want to sit them there, but I do have my engineer up here, so I can take a look and just have a peek at what's going on in there. I do have to still do have to settle this grudge to carry out a successful assassination attempt against a character belonging to the Empire. So there were two armies in here, and I don't know precisely where the other one went to. Can't damage walls. So I don't know what's going on precisely. Maybe there's someone over here. I don't know where the other army went to. Maybe it's laying an ambush somewhere. I'm not really positive. We do have to get up here and perhaps we can... Well, hero wounded 15%. That's not great. And we'll check here. You can't do it at all. Okay, we'll kind of stay around. We do have another character that's headed up here, I believe. Yeah, this Thane. And we're also going to bring him into the Empire to just, I guess, rummage around. We'll try and find someone to assassinate, and maybe we put these guys into an army at some point. I don't know. I do want to go through and get a couple of things done. For Kargan, he has a potion of healing, which is really good, but I want to actually give him this Seed of Rebirth, which replenishes hit points of combatants while he's in melee, and he will be in melee a lot. I will take this potion of healing, and I actually want to go and give it to our new lord, who we don't want to have in melee, actually, because he's a rune lord. Let me see. Who had the potion of healing? So, Kargan? Yeah, and Hergar the Bloody. So we want to take Kargan's. Okay, and we'll give that to Durgam, just because, I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of HP. And I'm thinking I might put him on a Anvil of Doom at some point. I really don't know what I want to do with him. But I'll give him that potion of healing just so he's a little more durable. And I don't know if there's anything particularly I want to give him. It's not too bad. Featherfall Torque. That's okay too. I mean, that'll slow down someone who's beaten a tar out of us, so it's not a terribly bad item to have. The other thing I wanted to do is go through all of my settlements. Now, I'm going to rework them a little bit. I don't think I can't get extra things from having this. They changed the game at some point where you used to be able to, you know, for every one of these you get a Thane. Now that doesn't happen. I did want to have this up here for recruiting. If Krakadrax should someday declare war on me and take these two, I don't care. And I now do definitely feel like there's a big buffer here. It's highly unlikely to come up here. If they do, I can always recruit my regiments of renown and use global. So it's time to go in here and we'll take this recruitment building and replace it with a trading depot. And I can go through and actually we'll go through to our other settlements. I want to do the same with Dragonhorn Mines. We'll get rid of that. And I'll put again Trading Depot. We might as well use them for income. Southern Badlands. Same thing, I believe. I think, yeah, this is where where we get all that stuff, but we don't need this here anymore. I do want to retain 2 provinces with full infantry recruiting. So Rib Peaks doesn't need any changes. Eastern Badlands. Now this, yeah, Eastern Badlands, I can fully recruit hammers, iron breakers. So I'm going to leave this here in Valaya Soro. I've got all my infantry recruiting options here because I have the armory, so I'll leave that one. Death Pass doesn't have anything special in it. It's just where I get my Slayers. The Silver Road, I will also leave the one in Silver Road. So I have 2 provinces where I can recruit from in case something happens and one of them gets sieged out and I all of a sudden can't recruit units. I have a backup. Giant Hole Mountains, and that's done. So basically taking 3 buildings, and that's just going to increase my trade, my income. So we're going to just optimize our income. We really don't need to recruit down here. You know, Bretonia is over here. If we do get into a bit of a tussle, we can always use global, but I have enough armies now and mobility, and we're closing in on the map. I think I can start changing those. I can start changing out those buildings now, and I can do so comfortably because chaos is gone. All these things are pretty much done. So I want to go to Wissenberg. Now it doesn't have walls or anything like that. I don't know about Nuln. Yeah, Nuln will probably have. Well, Nuln has a good garrison, but let's start getting him into battle. Okay, we'll go and put our units here. Armor piercing damage plus 10. Let's give that to him. Magic resistance minus 4 leadership. Let's give this to our character here. Minus 4 leadership. That'll help. Well, actually, let's give that to our Thane. That way our Thane can hopefully get people routing. Leadership plus 4. Maybe we give that to our engineer. So we can go ahead and auto-resolve that. And we'll raise it. By the ancestor gods. Oh, that's a follower. Okay. So, I mean, we might have to worry about this army. It doesn't look like anything special. You know, I don't know. If we get into a scrap with them, it'll be fun, I think. And I'm gonna go through and get my Axe Lord and Tactical Acumen, and then we'll go up here. And we can go get Foe Seeker. So, I mean, unless there's 2 armies, I really... Can I help you? I don't know. I don't have these. These guys aren't jacked up, but I do have 2 heroes. He has a wizard. I don't know. You know, maybe I have to worry. If he has 2 armies, I have to worry, but we'll see. This could be a short-lived experiment with this army. We'll we'll find out. Okay. Now down south, I have you. Right. You're going to come to Karak Azgal as part of a quest. Okay, and Thrund is just going to stay there and earn us money. We have a little bit more healing to do here with Hergar. The High King acts. Thorgrim is ready. So let's roll out. We'll get him out here with Durgrim. Okay, and what about Grombrindle? Grombrindle's almost ready. We'll give him another 2 turns. I might as well send them out fully operational, and we'll let our armies go at the top. No other buildings to build.
It is time.
Think. Yeah, I had him moved. Yadri, you're good. Run, good. Sindri, good. Alright. As far as diplomacy, I mean, our general attitude is okay with the exception of Ziflin. They still don't want peace. It is what it is. And again, if we look, we have everybody fighting Empire. I mean, that's a common theme. Well, with the exception of Krakadrak. So we're not going to focus on Bretonnia or the Top Knots. I mean, if we find them, we'll kill them. And then I would say the second one would have to be Midland. Or it might be everyone. Let me see. Midland. Yeah. Oh, their Brakvar is just the Empire. Clan Angren is just the Empire. And Karak Azul, you boys, that's not good. Karak Azul's at war with Hearn and Angren. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, just to make sure they don't get too out of hand. Hearn only has 2 settlements, so we'll have to keep some armies around. Like Karak Azul is never going to have an issue. They have 9 settlements and they're close. Clan Angren could. They only have 4 settlements, but it's really Hearn, and they're kind of fighting everyone. Clan Angren and Azul is actually fighting both these 2, so we'll let them boys settle their differences, and we'll mostly stay out of it. We'll try and focus on Empire and Midland, because that will get us the most political favor with everyone. Hopefully we can keep our relationship decent, and eventually by fighting Midland and the Empire, hopefully we can get a peace agreement with Ziflin. That's kind of my goal. Bretonnia, and we're deteriorating, but it's not awful with Bretonnia. Maybe they'll send an army my way, but I doubt it, because they really don't like the Empire, and they don't like us. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're minus 32. Midland, they're minus 21 and deteriorating. Marienburg at 12. But they really don't like the Empire, so I would imagine Bretonnia will wade in here. So we'll try and take our armies up and just encircle this way to give Bretonnia someone to fight. We won't go too deep here. We might even leave Nuln and then head over to the Moot and Wurtbad and Kemperbad. Basically, we'll take this part of the map. We'll leave them someone to fight, and then we can kind of take Midland and the Empire and work our way towards Marienburg, and we'll leave Marienburg and Bretonnia, because there's no sense in fighting them right now. And Marienburg, our relations with Marienburg, they shouldn't come after us. Who do they hate most? They don't like the Empire. They really don't like Midland. They don't mind Bretonnia. They don't mind Ziflin, and so Ziflin's pretty safe up there, I think, generally speaking. Empire, they're minus 29 with Ziflin, minus 95 with Norn, and minus 103 with us to going to 174. Yeah, they don't like Zufbar, Karazakarak. So, I mean, the Empire has a lot of they have a lot of wars. It's highly doubtful they'll go for Ziflin. Yeah, Ziflin is at war with them now. Midland. Let's just see. They're at war with a lot. How do they feel about... Oh, they really, really dislike the Empire. They don't mind Bretonnia. And they don't like Marienburg. And, of course, they don't like us. They don't like Krakadrak. But Krakadrak's minus 127, and they're a long ways away. The Empire is minus 452, and they're right beside each other. So, hopefully that war will stay focused in there. This whole business with where's Karakazul? This whole business with Karakazul, I don't know. See, it's not like they hate Karakern. They really don't like Angrand. They don't like Barak Var either, actually. They don't mind us. They don't mind Zufbar. Karak Norn, eh. But I would say they're probably going to go after Clan Angrand and stay focused on them. They might head after... They might head up after Empire, but I doubt it. Looks like they're really not liking Barak Var. Yeah. Or Clan Angrand and Empire, maybe Midland. I wish I could move this map around a little easier. Oh. Well, that actually does make things easier. Oh, they really don't like the Empire. Don't have too much of an issue with our other dwarfs. Okay. But Empire is kind of further away than Angrand. Angrand is quite close. So, yeah, the relations there are pretty good. If we go to Angrand, yeah, they don't like Karakazul, but they have much more of a beef with the Empire. So yeah, I'm definitely going to leave Nuln, and I'll start moving my way into the Empire from this way, and I'll just encircle them over here, and I can focus down Midland if I need to. The Todbringer was a great ally. It's too bad everything got messed up when we declared war on the Top Knots. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Okay. So we said you got another turn or two. 3 turns.
I'm ready.
You got 2 turns. Yeah, I suppose next turn I can move him right here, and I can get him moving. Actually, I suppose I should do this right now. Should get you moving like this.
I'm here now.
And camp. And should get you moving like this, just to get them at the edge of our borders, so they're ready to move out, you know.
Grudges will be settled.
Okay. So armies up north are good. I don't see anything coming down in the south here, and we're changing all of our buildings. Bretonnia may continue to take territories this way. I mean, if they take Myrmidons, then maybe I'll start to think about pushing back a little bit. But I think they have their hands full up here, so we'll see if this army attacks. I mean, if they do attack, I'm going to retreat. Because, well, Angrand's right here, so I doubt it, and Hearn. And Empire's at war with everyone. But if they attack, I'll try and retreat, and if I have to fight them, I'll fight them. Alright, so let's pass the turn and keep things rolling. Okay. What do they have? They're a little bit beat up, actually. They have lots of artillery. I should have put a gyrocopter in this army. Well, this Hellstorm rocket battery has some range to it. And these Hellblaster volley guns can really hurt. Hammer of the Witches, great cannons. So they actually have a pretty good artillery. Yeah, these Outriders, well actually I don't know if, like, these Outriders would eat up my, because they're pretty quick and they would eat up my gyrocopters, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't plan on fighting this. If I retreat and they want the fight again, you know, I think we have to take it. But you know, if I don't have to take it, I won't. Okay, there's that army we couldn't find before. They're not gonna fight us, are they? There's no way. Okay. We should be able to retreat away from this. Let me see. Magic resistance. What does he have? Speed. I like that. Magic resistance. Sure, magic resistance. -4 leadership. I guess we are a little bit light here, aren't we? Unbreakable. What does he have? 8 leadership. What do they have? So Balthazar. I mean, these demigryphs. We got 3 units of demigryphs. Oh, he has a Luminarch of Hysh. Grenade launchers, which can be a problem, but we have enough quarrelers to deal with these. And I mean, we have 2 armies, and they're behind each other, and both our armies are in camp, so they get +5 melee defense, +5 leadership. I mean, our armies are pretty jacked. We got 76 melee defense with our Longbeards, and 95 melee defense with our Ironbreakers. And yeah, I mean, our melee attack is 42 and 56 with our Longbeards with great weapons, and theirs are 32 and 32 with their great swords, but you add 15 to that. It's really 47, 47, and we're at 42, 56. So we may not be able to take them in a one-on-one, but it would be close. Balthasar, he has 6 battle skills, so he'll be buffing these guys up, and you can see the extra green, but I think that might be from the chevrons. But you can see these spearmen are buffed, so it could be campaign, it could be that, but it's just him. He has 25 armor, glittering robe, plague of rust, searing doom, hold the line, armor piercing, encourage, magic resistance, missile resistance 60%, and ward safe, so basically 70% against missiles. What's this other army look like? Oh, it's got the 2 steam takes. Ooh, a lot of heroes. And more demigryphs. Those demigryphs will be a problem. I mean, we can focus the demigryphs down to a degree before they get to our lines. But they're going to put a hurting on us because we don't have a lot of armor piercing, because remember, with Ungram, right now we were planning to replace our 4 units of we were planning to get in here into this army 4 hammers. We put 4 hammers in this army, and all of a sudden these demigryph knights aren't quite so scary. And I mean, the steam tanks they can chew up, but I think our cannons should be able to handle the steam tanks. These Hellblaster volley guns we do have to worry about. They don't have a lot of infantry. So I mean, we win the infantry battle relatively easily, and they don't have a lot of handgunners. I mean, just crossbowmen, they aren't armor piercing. How many handgunners do they have? 2 right here, and those handgunners are going to be, I mean, we should be able to handle them, but steam tanks are an issue. These Hellblaster volley guns, we have one here. Do we have one here? Yeah. These Hellblaster volley guns could put the hurt on you. And this Luminarch of Hysh can also really hurt your characters. I mean, 1200 missile damage. I mean, he hits Ungram. I mean, Ungram has 28% ward save, physical resistance, missile resistance. Where is this magic resistance? 25. So 50%, but he's still going to get hurt by that thing. I would much rather take this fight with my 4 hammers, because that's what's going to help me in the back line against these Demigryph Knights. Because these Demigryph Knights are like 2 cannons can focus down 1 unit before it gets to my line. So there's going to be 2 free. Plus, these other 3 Demigryphs are going to get there early. And I mean, they're anti-infantry, armor piercing. And I don't have a whole lot of armor piercing defense, so I think I want to retreat out of this battle. Well, they're in forced march, so they're going to start tired, and I think he's at the edge of his range. Like, I don't think he could initiate a battle. I mean, I do have a pretty big advantage. They're in forced march, so they're tired. They do have a lot of characters. He's rank 7. What does he have? He has 4 battle skills. This wizard, Pan's Impenetrable Belt, the Amber Spear, Wissen's Wild Form, Wild Heart. Okay. This Accusation, Potion of Foolhardiness. I mean, it doesn't look really high level. Another with Accusation. So, I mean, I'm confident I win the infantry battle. That's obviously not an issue. I mean, I have excellent infantry, and I have melee defense and leadership. And they don't have even though they have some great swords. I mean, we're going to be able to handle them generally. It might take 2 units of Longbeards to handle those great swords, but we can. It's the Demigryph Knights I'm worried about, because I don't really think I can focus them down too much, because I got to take out this Luminarch of Hysh. For sure. The steam tanks are going to take a while to get there. That's fine. They're slow. Well, it's a speed of 50, and they're not like super slow, but they're actually pretty fast. Okay, these are Hellblaster Volley Gun. This one's going to take... This is probably never going to get to the battle in time, because it's got a short range. This mortar, we don't have to worry about so much, but these Hellblaster Volley Guns do a number. I mean, there's 620 missile damage. Have a lot of armor piercing, but I think we'd have to focus down the Luminarch of Hysh with our cannons to make sure it doesn't snipe one of our characters. And we have to take out Balthasar Gelt, and he has 10% ward save and 60% missile resistance, so 70% missile resistance, so it's not so easy. And I don't want to get any of my characters. I definitely do not want Kargan tied up with Demigryphs. I mean, even Ungram, he'll be better because he has anti-large, I think. Where bonus versus large, 30. But still, there's 6 units of them. That's a lot, and we don't have enough armor piercing. You know, I guess we have some Thunderers we could try and focus on. We only have 2 units of Thunderers total. What's the terrain look like? I mean, we should show up behind each other, and they should show up behind. This army is in forced march, and they should show up behind. So that's actually a big advantage, that these guys are all tired. I mean, you know, I'm actually, I know this is a really short episode, but I really want to have a good hard think about this before I commit to this fight, because this is my only army in the north, and I really do want to complete my recruiting here with Ungram and before I start engaging. And I don't need to take this fight, I don't think. I think I can retreat. Yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. It's very short. And find out what happens on the next episode of This is Total Dwarfhammer.